Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you stick around. So I'm just coming on here and posting all my full-length videos of my artwork. I just wanted to have them all in one place and share them all with you guys. If you like skulls, bones, and creepy things, that's generally what I paint. I do paint some animals also. I do have a lot of animals incorporated in my paintings. I also have painted some pet portraits, quite a few dogs, a few cats, and some reptiles. I do have a reptile of my own, which is, in the end, I do paint it in this painting. The color of the snake has changed a few times through this painting. I was just trying to decide what exactly I should do. So first it is green. So I started out with getting my sketch done, and then I like to paint over it with a wash. So I used some yellow ochre and just watered it down and did a light paint over all of it just to hold my pencil down so it doesn't smudge with my lighter colors when I'm painting. I did decide when I was painting the snake I didn't like how I had the tail done, so I ended up changing that. So for now you can still see my pencil line, but at the end of the video I do paint all the background black. Most of my paintings, that is how I do my background. I like that black, I don't know, black look, I guess, and I find it makes the painting pop. It's been a few times I have done some different colors. I think a lot of it's mostly just red, but I do like the deeper tones. Like I said, it makes the painting pop, especially with the skull being so light. So I like so I like a darker background. So I just started with getting my base color down, and then marked a little bit of highlights throughout the skull. So what I find that helps me as I'm painting is trying to just focus on one part at a time. I find when I focus on the whole thing, it gets a little overwhelming and I get discouraged and I end up putting the painting down and not end up finishing it. I have become better with that, with actually finishing my paintings from when I first started. But this is a little technique that I find helps myself, and I'm not sure if it helps anyone else or not, but definitely helps myself. So I just decided to focus on the nose and got that all done. I just try to keep adding more and more layers and shadows and highlights, just to try to give it more detail, more realistic, make it look more 3D. I just start off light and darken it as I go until I get it where I like it. And once I'm satisfied with it, I'm going to move on and work at the top of the skull. I'm just starting off with the eyes. I'm just adding some more shadows in there and also some highlights. So I did use a actual skull for my reference that was gathered in the woods. So I realized there were some kind of like bumps on the top of the skull, so I added those in. That wasn't in my original sketch. And then now I'm just kind of marking out all the line work and the cracks in the skull. Unfortunately, the skull actually didn't have a nose, so I did look up some photos online to try to get a reference from that to complete it, which did work really well. And before working on the snake, I'm just trying to complete the skull before I get all the shadows done. I was always taught to try to work in the back of the painting and work out. So I'm just, like I said, just focusing on the skull and trying to get that done first. I like the idea of the snake going through the skull. And I also recently got a tattoo that kind of incorporated a snake going around a skull also. And since I like a lot of skeletons and whatnot, my snake on my leg you can see the skeleton within the snake, which is kind of cool. It took me quite a while to figure out how I wanted my tattoo. This was kind of the start in my own head of something similar. I did use an actual human skull on my tattoo on my leg, And then, like I said, the snake has, you can see the skeleton through it. Also, there's some flowers incorporated. I didn't come up with the design all myself. I kind of had the ideas, but my tattoo artist came up with the final idea. I just brought some references and explained what I wanted. This was just kind of the start of when I was thinking about that process. I really like incorporating snakes into my artwork. I do have a few more. Some are just their skeletons, and I got a couple with the actual full snake. So here's where I changed the color again of the snake. So I went for more like a sandy tan color. I got it all painted out, and then I didn't really like it again. But I guess because it's paint, it makes it easy. You can just paint over it, do something different. I did put a little more effort into this color though, and I do end up adding some shading and highlights to it. But in the end, I change it once again. So one thing I like about using paints is, like I said, it's not permanent. You can always change it if you need to, and I'm sure the other artists out there, they know what I'm talking about. If you don't like it, you can change it, make it better. Here I'm adding a little bit more shadows, try to make it look more 3D. This was one of my earlier paintings, so it did take me a little longer to do than what it does now. Usually been averaging around 7-8 hours for my paintings, and this one looked like it took me around maybe 12 or so, which surprises me when I get it all put together, because I like that I videotape all my work, so then I can tell how long it actually takes. I do videotape them in all time lapse, but kind of just calculate it out. Now you can see I actually changed the color once again. So this is actually looking more like my actual snake. I have a red-tailed Colombian boa. He's about 7 to 8 feet long now. I've had him over 10 years. No, actually, I think it's closer to 14 years now. It's crazy. I can't believe I've had him that long. He's definitely helped me figure out how snakes lay. So it's kind of cool that I can incorporate that in my painting and my artwork. It's actually soon feeding time for him, so I gotta go pick up some rats to get him fed pretty soon. He's definitely a lot bigger than what he is in this painting. He's still a little bigger, I guess, than what he would when I first got him. He used to only wrap around my fingers a couple times, so I had him since he was quite small. I named him Sydney. Not sure if it's actually a male or female, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not using him for breeding purposes. He's just one of my companion pets. And I guess this is his pet portrait. Something I would really like to do sometime is do one large painting and incorporate all my pets I have had since I was little on there and do their portraits or bodies or whatever all together. I think it'd be really nice. I've always had something, some kind of a companion animal, ever since I could remember. Started with a little hamster when I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6. But I loved animals. When I was younger, I really wanted to be a vet. That was a big dream of mine, which unfortunately didn't work out for me, but we don't always turn out how you, I don't know, with what you plan, I guess. I ended up personally getting into cooking, so I was a chef running a kitchen, and then just doing my artwork on the side, which I never thought could be a career or a thing to do. So there was a long time I didn't draw much or paint, but my outlook on things you can do and what you're able to do has definitely changed. It took me a while to get to this point, and I'm still growing and learning and is just to keep doing what you love and you'll get there, I guess. I can't say I'm a huge artist or anything. I am still just starting off, just trying to get my work out there and just people to see it. I would love to become a full-time artist. I don't know if that's in the cards for myself. We'll see how it goes, but I keep striving towards that for now. Like I said, I love painting and creating. I'd also like to get into tattooing. That is another interest of mine, but I keep finding myself painting. Acrylic paints are definitely my medium of choice. I have tried a few other things, watercolors, a bit of oil, did some work in color pencil. I also do draw a bit, but mostly paint. Let me know what kind of medium you prefer or what you use. Maybe you use multiple. And let me know down in the comments and why that's what you chose. So like I said earlier, I'm painting the background black. I do a few coats of this. I don't have it all in this video, but usually do 3 coats or so, which once I get this first coat done and I end up ending the video and starting again, oh, there it is. You'll notice a light change. It's one thing I hated about painting the black background black first. My camera likes to auto adjust and my camera skills aren't always the greatest. Especially when I was first starting off, it was definitely a learning curve for me too. Hopefully, I feel like it's gotten better, but you guys will see, I guess. So I do like to incorporate gold in my paintings. This is one of the first ones, or where it kind of started off. So I don't know if you liked my stencil, but I used some metal bowls I had laying around, which worked quite well. And then I just kind of free-handed painting those around. I would like to use tape, but I find it a little hard with circles. So, I mean, it turned out pretty good for just me following one line. Well, I hope you stuck around this long. Thanks for joining me. If you're interested, I have some more videos on my page. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Buffett Creations. I also have an Etsy shop if you're interested in some of my artwork on there. Hope you stick around for more. Thanks. Bye.